Finally, thank you. Thank you for having us here today. It's been a pleasure. It's my first time at the Capitol. I understand I'm on the clock, so I'll try to do this as quickly as I can, but at some points I want to talk slowly so that you understand what I'm saying. First I'm going to start off. My name is Jessica Chiong. I live in West Haven, Connecticut. Hi, Mr. Davis. How are you? I'm going to ask you this question to kind of think about it as I go over my testimony, because I didn't include this in my testimony. I was PTA president of my school last year, and I knew of the Common Core being put in since 2010. I didn't really see any issues 2010, 2011, but last year I started to question it and do a lot more research. So I went to see my children's tests, the Common Core tests that they were doing in the classroom. I was told I could not take these tests home because we're not allowed to see them. So I had to go see them in the school. I'm going to use my son for an example. When he started off in first grade last year, he started off at a kindergarten phase of Common Core. In first grade, kindergarten phase. By the end of the school year of first grade, I believe there was 5 or 6 phases. He only surpassed 2 or 3 of those phases. So I looked at my teacher and I said, oh man.
We'll give you a little more time.
All right, I'll try to wrap it up.
You lost him with your preamble, but if you could...
yes, I know. I didn't realize it went so fast. Anyways, so by the end of the school year, he only passed 2 or 3 of the phases, yet they still passed him on to second grade. I didn't understand that. So that was part of the confusion of why I started looking into Common Core. So my testimony that I wrote, I'll try to read very quickly. As a mom of 3 young...
It's really, we have the written testimony, so if you want to summarize your main point, that would be most appropriate.
Okay. Other things that I want to testify that wasn't on my testimony is, do you guys remember outcome-based education? 1970s, 1980s? Anybody remember that? Okay. And do you remember No Child Left Behind? Okay. Outcome, OBE, was a great-grandfather. No Child Left Behind was a grandfather. And now Common Core is a father. They're all the same. I've been doing research from 2011 till now. And if you do the research, like I have for the past 3 years, you will see it's all the same thing. It's just been changed name by name. They didn't like outcome-based education. They took it out. They didn't like No Child Left Behind. They took it out. And now we have Common Core.
Thank you for your testimony.
Thank you.
Are there questions? Representative Lavielle.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, Jessica. Thank
Hi.
you for your patience. I'll just ask you this very simple question. What would you like to see happen? What would you like to see this legislature do?
I want to see the state of Connecticut opt out of Common Core. If any of you are paying attention to the news at all, you will see that 4 states have opted out of Common Core. Michigan is on its way out of opting out of Common Core, and every other single state in the United States is doing the same thing that we are trying to do here in Connecticut. It's not just a Connecticut issue. It's a national issue. National everywhere. Teachers, superintendents, educators, taxpayers.
Would you suggest that that be a mandatory opt-out for all districts or a permissive enabling opt-out for
I
districts
suggest that the state of Connecticut totally and completely gets out of Common Core. And can I explain why?
Of course, please.
Common Core was created by the Governor's Council, paid for by the private entities of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. It slipped past the legislature and was given the race to the top bribe money for all the states that wanted to adopt it. Connecticut, we did not receive this money. But through the minutes that I have seen from the Educational Committee and when you guys sat down and discussed back in 2010, you guys continue to ask for more and more time to review the Common Core standards, and then all of a sudden the state of Connecticut just adopted them.
Excuse me, I'm just going to ask you to just be concise about why we should drop out. I think it's a very good question. So you said the whole state should drop out, so if you can just tell us why you think we should drop out. Is it the kids or,
There is so many issues to Common Core that I could be here all night, all day. I could be here for a week. The main concern is I've done the research from 2009 and before. We were meeting state standards. 2010 we implemented Common Core. Our test scores dropped. 2011 they dropped more. 2012 they dropped more, and probably 2013 even more. So in my opinion, since we've adopted Common Core, we've done nothing but fail. So why not go back to what we were doing and just improve it on our own? We have teachers who went to school to teach. We have professors who went to school to write curriculum. They have doctorate degrees. Let them do their job. We do not need the federal government to tell us what we need to do. They should not be involved with our children's education by any way. State.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Madam Chair.
No, thank you for
Sorry,
the question. No, it's, you know what? You waited a long time. You're very passionate. We really appreciate
I've done a
you coming
lot
up.
of research, so sometimes...
Yes, understood. And you can feel free to share more with committee members, through email if there's more, and we do have your testimony.
Yeah.
So thank you
Please
very
do.
much for coming out tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks for your patience.